Hello, everybody. Good evening. So I apologize for being a couple of minutes late. YouTube was being a pain and it did not want to let me start from the scheduled live that I already had. Um, but I just want to say welcome. I apologize. You guys are going to hear me talking to my service dog in training an awful lot today. Um, He is out and about and wreaking havoc on my upstairs with me. Also, make sure that we all tell my lovely service dog in training happy birthday. Today he turns a year old. Today also happens to be the birthday of my now 8-year-old, my youngest child. So for those of you who follow me that know my children, make sure that you say happy birthday to my furry children and my normal children. Um, so yesterday I did find out that YouTube auto-ended my live after 43 minutes because it said that I wasn't broadcasting enough to YouTube on that one. So I apologize. If there was any information in the first live that got cut off that you would like me to re-go over, I will gladly go over it in this live stream. We just have to drop it in the chat so that I can see. Loki, no. Sorry. He believes that um, if I am on a phone call or something, that is time to play with mom. So another thing that I want to talk about, considering I had started on the stream that I was working with yesterday. I had started with you guys, or at least I thought I had started, day one of the trial. Give me 1 minute. I am posting on Facebook for everybody to come and join the live stream. So there we go. Okay. So I had also put in the chat yesterday a poll. And I'm just going to redo the poll so that we can see what everybody wants. We have now 7 days to catch up on so far in the Melody Ferris trial. And I want to see how everybody would like to proceed. Do we want to cover the trial via recaps until we are caught up and then go in depth each day? Or do we want to go in depth each day and don't do the recaps? So how do we want to cover the trial thus? So give me 1 second. No recaps in depth. Day 1 through 7. Recaps day 1 through 7. Then third day. All recaps and don't watch. All right, so I'm going to leave that up for just a few minutes as far as the poll goes. And we we'll see how everybody wants to proceed as far as going over the trial. What I find most interesting about the Melody Walker Ferris trial is the lack of evidence that they took at the scene. And I know that's going to sound really weird, but so many, there are so many opportunities that they had to take like blood samples from good pools of blood on like the kitchen floor and things like that they just absolutely failed to do. And I feel like they could have done a better job. I feel, and I get that I'm not law enforcement. I have never worked as law enforcement. I am just an outsider. But the methods that they used to kind of determine what was going to be good evidence and what was not was very, didn't seem to make sense. And so I'm just wondering, what type of evidence would you expect to find in a case like this? There are some text messages, there are some recorded phone calls, there is some blood evidence, and there is some ballistics diagnostics that were done. But overall, there is a lot of people saying, I don't know in this case. They can't fully determine how Gary Ferris died. They can't give you the direction that, any incidents potentially had happened from. Even some of the like ballistics evidence, they don't agree, the experts. Police officers can't accurately tell you who was working a particular part of the scene that day. And so I'm just not convinced that Melody Walker Ferris is guilty one way or the other. And I'm also not convinced that they did a good job clearing the kids. I understand where they say that some of the financials could have come into play, but if they were so deeply in debt that, as the defense says, then Melody Walker Ferris would know that the chances of her getting anything would be slim. Also, she would have to know that if this was a suspicious death, that she also wouldn't get anything. And so I feel that if she was trying to take Gary Ferris for all of his money, like they claim, and if she was such a gold digger to say, that this would be one of those cases where I just don't feel that it would be beneficial enough. If the person that you're murdering is, a super wealthy basketball player who has very little debt and you're married to them, then okay, that kind of makes sense. But I don't know. What is your guys' opinion on this? How do you see the case panning out? How do you feel about Melody Ferris and Scott Ferris and Chris Ferris and all the other children in this case that potentially had a stake in if their father was alive or dead. I'd love to see your opinions in the comments. I do have day 1 of the trial queued up. If you did watch my first video yesterday and there was something that you felt was crucial that was missing because it cut off unexpectedly, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to give everybody a few more minutes to get in here before we start jumping into day 1 of the trial. I will do a more in-depth following of the case for now until I hear otherwise in the poll or in the chat. And without further ado, I am going to start bringing up the trial video. Oh, also, you are going to notice in the upper right-hand side of your screen, there is a subscriber goal. I would like to hit 500 subscribers by March 31st of 2025. That is my goal. We will see how quickly we can get to that goal. I would appreciate all of the likes and shares that you can muster. Anything helps, honestly. I will be setting up like a Patreon and things like that, that I will be putting documents into eventually once I start getting the FOIA requests back. This way I can give members a little bit more and it will give you guys the opportunity to really start participating. Also, I do have duels enabled and I am working on a loyalty program where loyalty points will be able to, get you certain things within stream and certain types of like perks and benefits. So for every person who participates in chat, you will have at least 1 point. Subscribing will earn you points. Becoming a member will earn you points. Donations will earn you points and things like that. I will start probably this weekend setting up for what I want donations, or not donations, what I want the points to look like, the loyalty rewards. So hopefully we can come up with a really fun and engaging system for everybody. And if you notice, when I do go to like the trial screens and stuff, the subscriber goal will be in the bottom of the screen instead of at the top. I don't want it really blocking any of the information that everybody is. We'll leave the poll up depending on